Suppose in a room there are 20 women and 15 men, and I want to know what fraction of people are women. We have a total of 20 plus 15, which equals 35 people. So if we want the women as a fraction of the whole group of people, the fraction of women is 20 out of 35, or 20 over 35. Now we try to cancel this fraction down to its simplest form. We need to look for a number which divides exactly into 20 and 35. When the two numbers end in a 0 and a 5, it means that 5 will divide into both of them. The top, 20, divided by 5 is 4. The bottom, 35, is divided by 5 is 7. There is no other number that divides exactly into 4 and 7, so the answer in its simplest form is 4/7. Suppose someone earns £800 per month, and their monthly rent is £320, and they want to find what fraction of their earnings is spent on rent. So we need to find what £320 is as a fraction of £800. Although we have units pounds, because they are the same as each other, we can ignore them and carry on. Start off by writing 320 out of 800 and see if we can cancel down. Both numbers end in 0, so I can divide top and bottom by 10 to give me 32 over 80. I now have two even numbers, so I will divide both of them by 2 to give 16 over 40. I can now see that 16 and 40 occur in the 4 times table, so I can divide them both by 4 to give me 4 over 10. I have two even numbers, so I will divide them both by 2 to give 2 over 5. There is no further number that will divide into 2 and 5, so this is the simplest form. So the fraction spent on rent is 2/5. The final example asks what is 350 grams as a fraction of 1 kilogram. Both numbers have units again, but this time they are different from each other, so we need to change them either both into grams or both into kilograms and carry on as before. It is usually easier to change the larger units, the kilograms, into the smaller units, grams, than to change the smaller units into larger units. We need to remember that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So instead of writing 350 grams out of 1 kilogram, we write 350 out of 1,000. And now I can cancel down until I get at the fraction in its simplest form. Both numbers end in 0, so I can divide top and bottom by 10 to give 35 out of 100. The numbers end in 5 or 0, so I can divide top and bottom by 5 to give me 7 over 20. There is no further numbers that will divide into 7 and 20, so this is the simplest form, 7/20.